Welcome to episode 3, season 4 of Agents of Travel.
The show where we interrogate a guest each week to find out their travel stories so we can deviously come up with their dream trip.
And this week we've got
Charlie James. Charlie James is a great LA-based comedian. He's got a book coming out.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
He didn't even talk about that.
No.
What's it about?
It is called I'm Just a Little Guy, How to Escape the Horrors and Get Back to Dilly-Dallying.
Wow. That definitely sounds like something a sweetie pie like Charlie would write.
Yeah, and wait till you see this cover, Rachel.
Oh,
it's about a frog.
Damn.
It's about a gentleman frog.
That's cute as hell. Damn.
I'm just a little guy. You can go, you can pre-order it now. I'll tell you, just go to charliejamescomedy.com and click on the link there, because otherwise, it's quirkbooks.com/book/I'm just a little guy with dashes in between it. Just go to charliejamescomedy.com. Also, he hosts a show at Dynasty Typewriter on occasion called Gentlemen's Club, along with co-host Laser Weber. Looks like a great show. You can also live stream it. Yeah, so we will both compete to see who can come up with Charlie's dream trip. Please give us 5 stars everywhere you listen to podcasts and places you don't listen to podcasts.
And leave us a review.
Leave us a review. We love seeing these words. I think that people post. I think I've seen 2 so far.
Huge
and
for
tell your
us.
friends. Tell your friends about us. That it is huge for us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, wait. So are you going to shows does that mean you get,
So you work
you're
at
watching
Elysian.
shows every night
Yes.
at Elysian?
Most nights I'm watching, unless there's like something I have to do during the show, but I try to sneak in at least to a little of every show.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's really fun. I feel like I've seen some of the best and some of the worst performance that has ever been done.
Yes.
And it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the nice thing is that you can leave at any time. Because,
Yeah.
like, most audience members, if they're stuck in the worst performance of all time, they have to stay. But you can be like, whoa, this is so funny. This is dog shit. And then you can walk out.
Yeah.
I have to go, I have to do this task really quick.
I've got to sort
leave.
the popcorn.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just individual pieces. I'm like, yep.
Yo.
Yeah. The mix has to be exactly half cheddar, half caramel.
That's, to me, I think you got to do 2 cheddar to every caramel.
Oh.
Yeah. That actually,
Actually,
no,
If
that
I was
is
in charge.
no, that is actually
That's the ratio.
last time that I bought a bag of that, I would try to take out 2 cheddar, 1 caramel. Yeah.
It is nice to be like,
It is.
perfect bite.
Yeah.
We just have regular popcorn, regular butter
I mean,
out of a big machine.
you're just a humble theater.
It's
like-
all we are
Yeah.
as a nonprofit.
A
and
humble little clown theater.
But honestly, if they did have cheddar caramel, I feel like your popcorn sales would go through the roof.
It is, even as is the thing we make the most money on, more than
Alcohol
alcohol.
Whoa.
is the popcorn?
Is the popcorn, but we only sell alcohol like 4 nights a week. So I think that's part of it. Otherwise,
And
that
you're
would
open
sweep.
7 nights a week?
Yeah.
Why only
Why?
4 nights? Yeah.
I can't. I love this. People hate this. We get event licensing rather than like one liquor license. It's so
okay.
much cheaper. But we have to request certain days, which means like a performer has to be like, please sell alcohol at my show. And then we'll be like,
I need a
okay,
drunk
we'll talk to the
audience.
government. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
so
it's-
how often are you talking to the government?
Somebody, not me, has to
Yeah.
do it probably like 4 days a week to be like,
Wow.
tonight we need one. And it takes like 10 days to get. So like 10 days out, you go, we want to sell alcohol.
So you have a lot of
Interesting.
people who are not doing that 10 days out and then are
Yes.
furious.
Yes, and a lot of audiences who are so pissed because
Yeah.
they're like, I was here last night and I had a glass of wine, and we're
whoa.
like, you can even see it in the back, and we can't sell it to you legally. Yeah,
Yeah.
drives people
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
But
I can
yeah.
see that. But it's cheaper to get them individually.
Otherwise, I think this is so crazy, and people don't know about this, but you get a liquor license for a building, not for a business.
Yeah.
So their fear is they spend, I guess it's like $40,000 to do this.
Yeah.
And then the landlord could just be like, okay, this is a bar now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Now I have a liquor license that you guys paid for.
Oh,
So
that is crazy.
yeah, so that's their big worry. And we also, I think, do
Interesting.
not have $40,000.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, that's also a big piece.
But it's way cheaper. So we just do this, and no one likes it. But
But
yeah.
it totally makes sense. I mean, the
Yeah.
liquor licensing in LA does seem like, because you also have to like get approval. You know, it's a long, drawn out
it's
process.
crazy.
Yeah.
Before that, we were doing, I think, a crime, which was we were saying, because we're a nonprofit, why don't you make a donation
Yes.
of $11 and then we'll just like happen to hand you a glass of wine.
A lot of
and
places
the city
do
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, a lot of places do that. And I ran a theater in Portland. We did that
Yep.
for a little bit.
Same deal.
Yeah,
It's so
like,
funny.
Yeah, we all think we're outsmarting the system
But
because there's still some theaters here in LA that do
yes.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, we think we're genius.
You're just a genius until you get caught.
Until you get caught,
Until
yeah.
anyone arrives and goes, well, of course not.
Yeah.
You can't do this. It's a crime. Yeah. It's so good.
Speaking of crimes
And government.
and government, I don't see how crime fits into this. But
I tried to
speaking-
help you,
yeah,
but
thank
we'll
you.
see.
Yeah.
Speaking of government, we have to admit something to you, Charlie.
Oh, my gosh. I don't want to be an accomplice. What is this?
We're going to rob a bank. No,
Right now, this
fine.
podcast, we podcast live from a bank robbery as we rob the bank.
I was
it's
thinking
such
this
a fun
was weird.
idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice bank, though. You picked a really good spot to record.
Thanks. It's the Wells Fargo on Los Feliz.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, crap. It's empty because it's being remodeled. This will be really good for people who live in Atwater.
That'll
And-
mean a lot
and-
to them.
Oh, it's on Glendale
Yeah, it's
Boulevard
on
and
Glendale,
not
but-
Los Feliz. Okay, well, I'm glad I took that swing. We're not who we say we are, Charlie.
What?
We have been lying to you.
No.
We are secret agents for the National Travel and Tour, secret travel agents for the National Travel and Tourism Office.
Otherwise known as
Tato.
Guys, I feel bamboozled.
We didn't mean to bamboozle
I
you.
thought this was just going to be a regular bank robbery podcast.
No, see, this is
We're not even robbing a bank.
we're not
which
even
is
robbing a
fucked
bank.
up.
Yeah.
Shoot.
This is the life of a secret agent or secret travel agent.
It's
Is
gotta
we
be
are
like this.
always lying to people
Ugh. Does that wear on you?
a little bit.
Kind of. I'm so jaded now.
And I'm still trying to hold on to whatever humanity I've left.
Wow.
Real odd couple.
Yeah. We have secret travel agent names.
Let's hear them.
I am Secret Agent Pannekuchen, otherwise Dutch for pancake.
Uh-huh.
'Cause
Oh, of
she's-
course.
She's
'Cause I am
Dutch.
Dutch.
There you go.
And I am secret agent sticky toffee pudding because that's my favorite dessert.
So not based on
No.
a where you're from.
Well,
at
I mean,
all.
I am part British. I
there
am
you
part
go.
British, and it's a British dessert.
He
so
likes it.
I like it.
That's
I'm-
your favorite.
Yeah, and I feel as a culturally bigger Greek that I feel bad that I don't choose baklava.
Yeah. Baklava's great.
Baklava
Also,
is great.
Secret Agent Baklava sounds more real.
Yeah,
it does.
I know.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
sure, it's code for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what would your Secret Agent name be if it was your favorite dessert?
Oh my gosh. If it was my favorite dessert, Secret Agent chocolate cake doesn't have that much of a...
I love
It
it.
doesn't sound like a very big secret.
We
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
like a devil's food chocolate cake?
Okay, so it's, I would say devil's food cake-wise, it's cream cheese frosting on top.
Oh.
Whoa, so you're
yeah.
Secret Agent Devil's Food chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting on top.
Yeah.
And that kind of is a long one.
And the secret part it really is that you see cream cheese, you think probably vanilla cake.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. Or red velvet. It's chocolate under there.
Oh.
That's the
Yeah,
secret.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, red
I-
velvet minus red dye and vinegar.
Isn't that weird that
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just chocolate,
Yeah.
kind of?
I
Yeah.
also feel like I love a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting.
Yes.
But the inversion of that makes me mad.
Oh, I would
Oh,
hate
vanilla
to
cake
eat.
with chocolate frosting.
I hate it when they
But
do
that's more
that, even
common.
with yellow cake,
Yes.
because I'm like, the chocolate frosting overwhelms the
Totally.
cake completely.
I enjoy it.
Wow.
So anyway,
Agents
we've
at odds.
a real log couple. We've been tasked with harshly interrogating you for your travel stories, so we can each pitch you a dream trip that we don't have the funds to send you on yet. But
we're working on
one
it.
day.
One day.
But we
for
are
sure.
competing. We are currently unpaid, and we are competing for a promotion.
Yes.
Incredible.
To
There is a
getting
lot
paid.
at stake here. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
All
ready
right.
to be interrogated.
Okay. You.
Great.
Okay.
Consent given.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie. Your first question.
Mm.
What was the first trip that turned you on to travel?
Okay. So, as a kid, my family would go to Yosemite almost every year
Yes.
from San Diego. So it wasn't like
Okay.
a crazy drive. Actually, it kind of
That's
was.
still
Yeah,
a bit.
that's like-
I'm being
like
real.
8 hours?
It was 8 hours.
Yeah.
And that was a lot as a kid to be in a car.
Yeah.
And only child. So it really is like parents in the front seat, me in the back
You're
seat.
making small talk with your parents the whole time.
Yeah.
My entire life is being like, so what's everyone doing for work? Like it's like my whole childhood is just being like, yeah.
So no wonder you
Anyways.
work at a clowning theater now. You're like trying to get your childhood back.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's all have like fake jobs and
Yeah.
that'll be really nice. Yeah. We would do these like huge, it was probably every year up to Yosemite. And I loved it. We were a big like national park family, but that one was the favorite because it had something for everybody.
Yes.
My dad loves hiking. That's like his life's passion. My mom loves being at a hotel. not her
Your
life's
mom
passion.
loves not hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you stay at
Loves-
the hotel in Yosemite?
Yeah, we would
that
do.
one's great.
We've camped there, and then there's the Awani was like our big. We had to enter a raffle every year to like get in, and sometimes we wouldn't, and then we would just camp. But it was like
Your mom devastated.
devastating. We would at least go to dinner there because she was like, "We can't not go.
We've got to go to
We
the
have
Awani.
to go." The Awani, and it's like one of the hotels that The Shining is modeled after.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I had not seen it, and they were just constantly saying that, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
That's
You won't
cool.
let
You
me
won't let
watch
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a child. But I loved it there. And then I would say like first big travel memory is every year we would go to the visitor center and we would watch the same video of bears breaking into cars. And that it's so seared into my brain. It's just a video being like, they'll kill you. The bears will kill you. And then it's 30 minutes of bears just like punching a hole through a windshield, and like it's really good.
That's awesome. Okay, so for your dad, it gave hiking. For your mom, it gave fancy hotel. And for you, it gave a movie of bears breaking into cars.
Yep. Which I really thought was going to be like more of a
Issue.
yeah, like we would see that, but it's
Never once.
no.
Did
There's
you
too many
see
people.
bears?
We saw bears, but they're like chilling and they're far off,
Yeah.
and they are like you have to just be loud and like scare them away, basically. So I never really got an up close.
Were you like, I don't even think those bears are.
I was terrified.
Dangerous.
No,
Okay.
I was really
The
scared.
video worked.
The video, they would show a guy who like was missing an arm, and he would be like, "Yeah, I just went up to it and I tried to embrace it, and it took my arm."
Tried to embrace.
It's people like
I
that.
really want to give. I was just like, this guy just needs a hug from me, man.
He's so cute.
He's
Bear
so cute.
hug, bear hug.
And then he's forever changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my gosh.
I was so into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would love if you could tell us a story about your best trip ever.
Okay. My best trip ever was I was living in Chicago. This is early 2021. And I had somehow convinced my job to let me go on a road trip of 20 states in 30 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I had a big,
Awesome.
a huge van at the time I was planning to move into. And then COVID happened and I was like, okay, I'll just get in this van. That sounds great. I'm isolating, you know? But I was working for a company that did social media for, different car-based liquids, so like oil changes,
Okay, yeah.
like windshield fluid.
Okay.
Whoa.
Just all the liquids that go in cars,
Yeah.
they got it covered.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah, they
did
know
you,
how to
like,
sell it.
Take a quirky approach to their social media, or
We tried, but it was a lot of me going to NASCAR events and being like, "This is awesome." Meanwhile, I'm like, "Why am I here? This is so out of my comfort zone."
I'm not meant to be here.
It's like I don't get this at all.
They're just going around in circles.
I had only ever seen, there's that one race that goes for 24 hours, and I thought that that's what NASCAR was. And so I was like, oh, it's pretty short little rounds that they do. And everyone was like, yeah, this is normal. It's like, when does the 24-hour one happen? And they're like, that's in France and it's not NASCAR. I don't know what you're thinking of. But I was there.
So,
all the time.
Okay, so you were doing social media, trying to make it fun.
I was doing the way I pitched this, it really was, I just wanted to go see a bunch of states I hadn't been to yet.
Yeah.
All over. So Chicago, I went all over the East Coast. I hadn't been to most of those states. So I was like, let's just get them all ticked off. I hit everything, go over to Texas, and then back up. So it was like a big circle. It was awesome.
Do you like, because I had a similar job where I was going around making coffee in at company break rooms. And I loved going to cities that I never would have visited.
Yes.
Like Indianapolis, Cleveland.
Cleveland, I never would have gone.
Yeah.
I have no reason. I don't know anyone who lives there.
But I enjoyed Cleveland. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. So do you like those kind of like...
Yeah. My favorite is like, no one knows I'm here. No one I know is here. Anything could happen. Yeah. But it's all like, I don't know. You just get to see like whatever their grocery store / coffee shop situation is, which is my dream. Yeah.
Did anything happen? Like, were there any standouts or?
There's, I would say, some positives and some negatives. Yeah. So my van, the brake pads were going quickly. Okay. And so when I got to New York, I had to have them fixed, which means I got 5 extra days in New York, which was amazing.
That's great. That's the place to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm in New York City.
Yeah.
Horrible. But my boss was livid, and I was like, I'm having the best time ever. I'm just hanging out with friends. I'm seeing shows. I'm like, it was great. Other favorites, honestly, it was a lot of car-based stuff that I did. I went to like, the NASCAR museum in Indianapolis was shockingly great.
Really?
I really liked it considering I don't care about NASCAR.
No, that's a huge compliment because I would not expect that to be
it would be so good.
What made it so good?
Everyone who's there is like the oldest man ever, and they're obsessed with NASCAR, and they've lived there their entire lives, and this is like their passion project. And they made it genuinely interesting when they were like, yeah, this car is from the 20s and like you can get in it if you want. And like it was so cool.
So like really interactive, good information. Like, did you learn anything like that? Like, can you sell me on NASCAR or make me a little more interested based off of anything you learned?
Yes, I really I'm emotional all of a sudden. I feel like it just
dewy-eyed.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, all these young men are making their dreams come true. But that is how it was like legitimately cool. To me, it's just a very like a culture shock thing. My family was not into cars, whatever, but they have like generations of guys who are like, my dad drove cars really fast and now I drive cars really fast. And I was like, wait, this is cute.
That's sweet. Okay. So like the generational aspect. And also it sounds like, because for us non-NASCAR people, I am like, what's the big deal driving a car in a circle? But they're like, no, actually it's sport. And you're like, oh, I understand how sport now.
They train for it. Yeah. That was cool to me. Like they act like athletes. The same way that I think some people who do chess behave. They're like, I have to eat my chess diet and I have to like work out my hands or whatever. Like but that's how NASCAR people take it.
But because I think they do like there's centrifugal, there's like forces that they're fighting. So
you do have to have a strong core.
You do have to, I think.
It's like being an astronaut, I think.
Yeah.
In that your body is like, stop doing
this. That's
this.
a really good comparison.
Yeah, and you're locked in this little cubicle and you're just like, I'm going so fast, I can't.
But you're also having to steer it.
Yeah.
Like an astronaut's like hitting a couple of buttons.
Sure.
Astronauts aren't athletes.
Yeah, they're not athletes. Yeah, we're
we're coming out as anti
astronaut pro NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one was surprisingly cool. Was that? And then I also went to, let's see, there were some duds, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
No offense to Little Rock, Arkansas. I was maybe there on a bad day.
I've heard good things about Little Rock.
Me too. Friends who are from there love it.
Yeah.
And I think I just went on an off night.
Well, off night, and then sometimes with these places, you have to know the area to go to, or
Totally.
it's like it's like at a home party,
Or you
like,
need like a guide,
Yes.
essentially, to be
Yes.
like, here's why this place is awesome. Or like, if I was showing someone Modesto, like a lot of the tour would be like, and this is weird and we don't understand it, but that's kind of like why it's cool. Or like, this is like so bad that we actually like it.
It's funny
Like,
again. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, it's funny and sad, and that's why we like it. Where like, if you were like coming in, you would just be like, this place sucks.
You'd be like, what is this?
Yeah. You need somebody to put you in the right like mindset to experience a place sometimes. If
That-
it's not
100%.
objectively cool.
No, you
Yeah.
need a guide. And that's how I think Little Rock was in a big way. Where I was like,
Yeah.
I just need one person who knows what the cool thing to do here is.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah. It's almost like I've never thought of this comparison before, but it's like when you go to a restaurant and a server tells you like how you're supposed to eat the meal.
we do things
Totally.
a little different here.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're like, you're actually supposed. I work at a restaurant where like you're actually supposed to rip the tortilla and not make a giant taco, and you like kind of use it to scoop more like a naan bread or something.
Yeah.
and people's experience is different because they know how to do it right, and I feel like that is a lot of
They're
confusing
like, this
towns.
taco sucks. And you're like, well, you did it wrong.
Yeah,
So
it's not
that's
supposed
why.
to be a taco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of restaurants and food,
mm-hmm.
Charlie, what's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip?
Okay. Tastiest thing ever. I have kind of a twofold.
Okay, that's
We
fair.
love
Yeah.
Tastiest was pizza in Italy. Should be obvious. That's kind of what they do is
Yeah, but
Italian
it's still,
food.
yeah. it's-
Nobody had to guide you through that one.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I could have been anybody off the street, and I was like, "This is incredible," because they're all. Maybe this is just what my experience was. It was like a personal-sized pizza.
Yeah.
which I was like, perfect.
Was
That's
this
what
in
I
Naples?
wanted. This was in Venice.
Okay.
And couldn't tell you the name of the restaurant. I was 15. It changed me though.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Domino's is nothing.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's all coming together.
It was
Yeah.
probably like, oh, pizza that doesn't make me feel like shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything from the bread is not heavy
Yep.
to you to like the cheese was so they're not doing it all across.
Yeah.
The cheese is in pockets.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It was so-
pizza
oh.
like that is my number one. Like my friends and I used to have, felt like church where we'd go to. It's now the number one pizza place in the world. Una Pizza Napoletana in New York City. We used to go to it when they first moved from like Jersey City into New York, and like it's just a perfect balance. It's like everything is just the amount that needs to be, no more, no less.
And nothing more. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's just perfect, and I'd leave that place feeling
And now they're
like
famous.
I'm floating. Yeah, now they're famous because
You
they were
kinda
so
picked it out.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
But like, yeah, when like you go to like Chuck E. Cheese or Round Table or Pizza Hut, it is not that at all.
No, it's
We're so
it's
used
a different
to
dish.
a different thing.
Yeah. No, pizza when it's perfect,
Yeah.
life changing.
Was
Yeah.
it
So
like
funny.
a margarita pizza in your
It was.
memory? Or? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to say, yeah. I know that there was tomatoes happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, really all the food there. Gelato was insane.
oh my, yes.
I had limoncello.
Ooh.
And my mom was like,
At
"Oh, this is the first time you're
15?
trying alcohol." And I was like, "Haha, yeah, yeah. This is whoa, this is crazy.
What the-
Whoa, I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. Oh no, because they don't have a drinking age there.
That's kind of awesome.
It is so crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're a child. You're at dinner. You want a drink?"
yeah.
And you're like, "Of course. Why not?" You know?
Yeah. And they don't have as many raging alcoholics
Yeah.
as we do.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Early. It's also not cool to do with your parents.
Yeah.
So that takes away the mystery.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, well, it's not that fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, you said this was a
Yes,
twofold
twofold.
answer?
That's the best meal I've ever had, but the
Okay.
best ambiance
Okay.
is this place called the All American Diner in Cedar City, Utah. The theme of the diner is America, and I think it's a really great place to go if you don't like America at all, because they are so sincere.
Yeah.
They were like, let's open this diner. What should the diner be about? probably our great nation and how perfect it is.
Yeah.
So like every single inch is red, white, and blue flags, whatever.
Wow.
Down to they have this server there who's been there forever, who all of her tattoos are America themed. She even has on her calf, she has the Twin Towers and a plane approaching.
Oh my God.
Why the plane is a part of the tattoo, I will never understand.
Whoa.
But that was the best place I'd ever. I just was like, I am in a world that is so bizarre to me. Every choice is strange.
Is Cedar City where they do the Shakespeare Festival?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is. It's kind of a tourist town.
It is. It's like if you're in college, if you're a theater nerd,
yes,
it's a big tourist town.
Yeah.
Wait. So at the All-American restaurant, how is the food? Is it like ribs and like
it's like real dinery stuff, huge portions.
Yes,
is it good?
course.
I think it's amazing because it's
Okay.
For diner food, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It's
That's
so good.
Awesome.
But it's really for the experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The delusion of American grandeur.
It's like a
and-
propaganda restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
When did you go?
I went for the first time in 2015, and I've been back a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause you
I had
love
two
it.
friends who lived out there, and so I would go like every few years.
Because I don't know if I could go right now.
No. No, a friend of mine, I think he no longer lives there, but it got so bad he ran for mayor to make a point because he was like, politically, this place is not. Yeah. So I would go now, but if you're passing through.
Yeah.
It also just sounds like the type of place that like that I would actually find in like Japan.
Yes.
Like where they would be
Yeah.
like, here's our take. Here's
Yeah.
what we think an American restaurant looks like.
Totally. Where they're like, it's probably like this inside, but it was actually.
Yeah, but they nailed it.
Yeah.
Actually,
I went to one of those once in Japan where I was like 6 weeks in. I was like, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
They put me front and center right at the window. Like,
They're like,
see?
Look. Was it America themed?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like American food. It wasn't like it wasn't as over the top as what you're talking about. But it was like, like I think they had American TV on and like, yeah.
was there anything that felt like a big swing where they missed? Kind of
Not
like
that I remember. No.
Okay.
where you're
I
just
mean, the
like,
food
that's
was-
not American.
Yeah.
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 I know. I wish I had taken notes. That would have been fun.
Because even there, in Japan for Christmas, they'll do like
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and strawberry cake because they're like, oh, Christmas is like an American holiday. And they just
love
pull
this.
the capitalist elements of it.
Yes.
So they're like, yeah, and Americans eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yep.
This is
And-
kind of how my family does Christmas.
Really?
Which is that it is not even remotely religious to us. And my mom and I are Jewish, but we still did Christmas because it's like, my mom would be like, well, it's an American holiday. Everyone does this.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And when you
I
have
buy
fried
that.
chicken,
No, we should have.
Yeah.
We should have gone all out for the dishes.
all you
But
had was
yeah,
like a
yeah.
stupid roast beef.
freaking
Labored over
mashed
for
potatoes.
hours.
Do you like to try different dishes when you're traveling? Like, are you a food-based traveler at all? or-
The flaw in me being food based is that I'm vegetarian.
Same with
So are
us.
we.
So
Oh,
are
right,
we.
okay.
That is difficult.
So
yeah.
you know it's so place dependent because sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, this entire culture is mostly vegetarian or whatever. And then other times I've definitely been
Yeah,
one
where
of
have
my
you been that-
weirdest experiences was in Prague trying to explain
Yeah.
I just want vegetables, and they were like, totally, we got it with beef. I was like, no.
no. No. Yeah.
And they were like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I've been
had that
there.
in Mexico quite a bit too. Like just like I'll be like no carne, and like even still they're like okay great
Okay,
we use
pollo.
chicken stock for
And
the
you're like-
soup, or they'll be like fish, and you're like no, like only vegetables, and they're like we got you, and it'll still come with like pork on it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like fuck.
That's not what I said, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's getting more common though.
Totally.
Yeah.
I didn't realize when my sister and I did the Salcante Trail in Peru, our tour group was paired up with this militantly vegan Polish woman. And she was telling us that apparently Poland has like one of the biggest up and coming vegan scenes anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poland. That's kind of
I know.
surprising.
I was really surprised by
know,
it, but
yeah.
she wouldn't
Yeah.
stop talking about it.
That's a big meat. That's a meat town.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sure.
Do you ever eat meat like when you're
No.
traveling?
I never do. I think I'm open to it, like to having the experience
Yeah.
and eating the meat. My fear is that I would get sick.
Yeah.
I've done it my whole life, and I think I think it would really mess with my stomach.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it once because I've been veggie since I was 12, and so I
Same.
Yeah.
We have a similar. Yeah. I was a kid too, and so it's like I just don't know.
yeah.
What'll happen to
What was
me.
the first meal that you turned down? That your parents
my gosh.
were like,
I
what?
literally could not, and still to this day, I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it all clicked when I was like 8 that I was like, fish is fish and chicken is chicken. Oh, guys, you're not going to believe this.
Oh,
this is so fucked
no.
up. We've been eating chickens and fish. And they were like, right. And I was like, nope, sorry, I can't do it anymore. And so,
Yeah. As soon as you conceptualize where food
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, actually? And you guys are cool with that?
Yeah.
I can't. Mm-mm. Yeah.
But I did the last trip that I was like, oh, I'll eat meat because this is a meat place. I mean,
Totally.
I've had little bits and pieces since then, but
Yeah.
like the last trip that was like, this is all that there is was like the Balkans.
Yeah.
I was in like Sarajevo, and like all there was like I could only eat so much borek, which is just like phyllo dough and cheese and potato.
Before
Which
you're like,
honestly sounds
yeah,
great.
it
Yeah,
was
yes.
great.
But it becomes torture.
Totally.
It becomes
very
torture.
quickly.
So I would eat chavapi, which is this sausage, and I felt so bad for everybody else in the hostel.
I bet it was crazy.
It was
You're just
crazy.
shitting yourself. Yeah.
and just like farting all night,
All night. Yeah.
gassing that
Yeah.
room. Like it was so bad,
And they're like, this is normal. Why are you struggling with this?
Yeah.
You're like, I can't. My body.
Yeah.
My
Body was not. Yeah, because you lose what they say. You lose the enzymes, right?
You do. And
Yeah.
then your body's like, why are you putting that in me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry.
It is
Yeah.
funny too when people are like, oh, can't you just eat it? Like, why is it a big deal? And you're like, I promise you, I'm doing this for your protection.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I care about the vibe on this trip.
Yeah.
I really don't want to mess this up for everyone.
I'm like, it will be fine for me. It will be horrible for
Horrible.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not great for me.
No,
either.
it's not
like
great.
you
It's
feel,
hurting.
yeah.
And mentally, I have an aversion at this
Yes,
point.
yes,
But
yes.
okay, Charlie. You've mentioned a couple, but I'm curious
Yeah.
to see what you say for what tourist attraction lived up to the hype.
Okay. The biggest ball of twine is huge. it is so. I can't even remember what state or city, and let's be honest, town this is in.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
say it's in North Dakota, and like right before you get to South Dakota. It's huge, guys. It's really worth it. It's so, you go and you see it and you go, that is the biggest ball of twine. There's no way that there's another one that's even close. It's
How
massive.
long did you spend looking at this thing?
I was there for probably 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else. It's the ball of twine in a big glass kind of like,
Oh, they protect it.
yeah, they have it in a little house. It has its
Okay.
own little, they're like, please don't touch this. And I was there for, there's nothing else to do.
And you just like walk around it.
Yeah.
You're
Took
like,
a lot
"Dang,
of
this is
photos.
crazy."
I'm like, wow, okay. I could see like they kind of go through like the process of making it. And I was like, this is neat.
How many people came and went while you were looking?
0.
Oh, wow.
It was me and a friend, and we were the only people there. And seemingly we were the only people in the town. Like no one was out. It was just,
It's a hollow town.
yeah, like truly. But they have this, and it was awesome. Yeah.
That is wild. That makes
That's
me
the
think
best
like,
answer we've gotten on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that makes me think of like the Hollow Town makes me think of Fallout and just imagining people like climbing out from the vaults and then being like, big ball of twine. I wonder what they're going to use this for.
Right. Like, were they storing it? Were they saving up all this twine for
Yeah.
something big?
Yeah, just the idea that like here in America, we just make big stuff because actually, I think that's a human impulse because
Totally.
we have the pyramids, we've got like huge Buddha statues. It's like sometimes big is just really impressive.
Yeah.
It works and it draws a crowd. a crowd of me and one friend.
Yeah.
But it was out of our way.
Yeah.
It was not even close to convenient, and we went, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
That rules.
That rules. It's huge. Yeah.
Okay, Charlie.
It's like the size of this room. Sorry.
God. I'm both amazed and depressed that our living room is as big as
the biggest ball of twine.
ball of twine. I wish we had a bigger.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. What has been your biggest fish out of water moment? It sounds like there have been a few
NASCAR.
already. Yeah.
There's been a few. I think the Prague one is probably that city as a whole. My dad's side of the family is from Prague. I think my grandmother's family, I want to say, was there. So I went being like, I'm going to love this because like this is culturally, it's going to feel like coming home. Opposite. I was like, their whole thing is meat and potatoes. They have the highest rate of heart disease because they saltiest food ever. Everything is super salty. And I was there with my mom's side of the family, who for the most part is elderly, can't really walk. And that is a city that is like, it's all cobblestone stairs. So I was so fish out of water, kind of miserable. It was like 100 degrees. No one could get anywhere. Yeah.
And it was like, I'm sure like your expectations versus the reality trip were really
big time
out of whack.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know if everyone forgot who they are, but all we did was do walking tours, which is like the one thing that they would have a hard time doing.
Oh my God. So what did they do? Were they just dying on these walking tours?
Everyone was complaining. Everyone was screaming at each other. I was like 11 and I was like, I can't even like fix this. I don't even. There's a really good photo. I'll see if I can find it, but it's me. Just the most miserable a tween has ever looked, sitting on the stairs, and I'm literally like
slumped over,
I'm like,
frowning.
This sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's so sad.
It was beautiful, but I was miserable. Yeah.
Were there any highlights from that trip? Anything that you were like, oh, like the pastries were incredible, or
like international travel for a wee tot.
Yeah, I think we got there at the end of a trip that was a river trip on the Danube.
Oh, cool.
And that was awesome. Like the river part was perfect.
So you're like, this is incredible. And then you like had the most
they were
depressing.
Like, last stop, Prague, and then it was awful. Yeah.
Well, and of course, also like your family mobility issues. The great part was sitting on a boat.
It was the best.
Yeah. Like seeing, and I've always wanted to do one of those. My parents are about to do one in like a couple weeks.
Which one?
Danube.
Viking?
I think so, yeah.
That my parents are, this is so crazy, on it right now.
Really?
Which is, yeah. So even after my mom had the horrible experience, I thought it was a horrible experience. She was like, let's do it again, but older.
Yeah.
So crazy to me. We went for my grandma's 85th birthday was like when we did this whole trip. And then something about it, my mom said, let's do it again.
Great.
Well, maybe it was so bad. She was like, we've got to redo it.
It can only get better from here.
Get better.
Yeah.
I think that's like a thing with parents a lot is they want a home. I guess White Lotus season 2 kind of covers this. Like the majesty of the homecoming trip of like going to where you're from. And like, I remember my dad we did a trip to the Netherlands within the last couple of years. And we have family there and everything and it's cool. But he insisted on taking us back to the dairy where his father had worked.
Yep.
And the dairy was no longer in the family. Like the dairy was like on the side of the road. Like there was nowhere to park the car. Like all of my siblings and I were cringing because we were like, we shouldn't be here. Like
nobody we know is here and this is weird.
Yeah. And we're like, we are so American right now. And this is so embarrassing. And my dad's like, we should go up and see if they'll like show us around. And we're like, what are you doing?
Leave them alone.
This is so weird. It was so deeply uncomfortable.
That's extremely White Lotus. season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally,
That's basically what happens. And so then we just got back in the car and drove away. And we're like, great, Dad. That was really special to see that.
so fun.
Yeah.
My family did that, but it was the opposite because my mom went to high school in the Netherlands for 2 years, and because her dad was defense attaché at The Hague, so we went to the Netherlands to see where she spent high school. We went to the house that she lived in, which is like the defense attaché house.
Right. So it's everybody lives there next time. Yeah,
exactly. And they were like, "Oh yeah, come on in!" Like,
Okay, I feel like it's like defense attaches got to stick together.
Yeah,
of course.
But it's also like it's a top military position where, like, when she was living there, they were followed by the KGB constantly. Like, so like they were very trusting.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you seem fine.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean,
all
we
good.
were like a family, and like I think my sister had like a 3-month-old with her, and so like
I think that
they were like,
helps.
yeah, I think that helps. But yeah, those homecomings, I don't know, because I did one to where my family came from outside of Istanbul, Constantinople back then.
Yeah.
And it was kind of magical in ways. Like I did feel a sense of magic.
You feel connected to the place,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I can kind of see.
Yeah.
I want that. Like, maybe I'll go back to Prague,
Yeah.
but it's got to be different. Yeah.
I think every American kind of craves that connection
Yeah.
to like an older, deeper, richer culture.
Totally.
And it's funny because a lot of people for their fish out of water moment will mention like a homecoming gone wrong.
Yes.
And it's funny. I feel like it's just funny that we all like do deeply crave that. And we all just like don't want to believe we're just American.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to be like, there's something more going on, but the U.S. is so young.
Yeah.
And it's so distinctly like a bunch of cultures kind of together that I think people are like, I'll go back and it'll be something huge. And it's like, that was a long time ago that anyone you knew was here,
Yeah.
But those I mean, you guys had people. Well, yours,
Yeah.
yours not so much, but
no, I mean, we do have family
Yeah.
there still. And like my grandparents
That's
immigrated. So it's like pretty
that's
recent.
Yeah.
But
that specific dairy, you're like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, we saw our family here. We don't need to go to the dairy where they hung out.
Because when we see your family there, it's great.
Yeah, it's really fun.
They're really great people.
I love it.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? Oh, I was just wondering if like in America in like 500 years, if we're still around then, ambitious.
I know. Gosh.
If like people
It'll
would
be a
finally like if especially if like the white people have been here like for a long time, will finally accept that they're just American and not like be like, well, I'm Polish and Scandinavian.
Like, I'm American.
Yeah.
I've been here a while.
Yeah. My family's actually been here for 1,000 years. If you could okay, Charlie. If you could step into any moment from your travels anytime you wished, which quintessential perfect moment would you step into?
Okay, picture this. I am in South Dakota. I have a lot of American. I think
I know.
I kind of love the U.S.
Yeah, you're like, this restaurant's great for people who hate America. Meanwhile, you're like, all my most amazing experiences have been traveling in America.
I mean, this place is bad, but
it's
I
great
like
to
the
travel.
people and the stuff.
I know. The individuals and the communities and like the sites.
The government, rough. But I would say that all the other stuff, I'm pro.
I love just like as a quote, I hate the place, but the people and the stuff are good.
Completely. And even the environment is awesome. So it's South Dakota, I'm pulling over because I have to use some kind of bathroom, and I'm like just anywhere. And I stumble upon this sort of shack, and I go, that shack has to have a bathroom. They're selling something. I don't care what it is. What I've come across is a groundhog feeding stand. They have something like 300 groundhogs that come up naturally in these holes, and they've built the stand that is unattended. You can just put $1 in a jar and get a bunch of groundhog food and then feed them by hand. There's no way this is good for the environment, good for the groundhogs. I'm sure it makes a little bit of money, but it just was the best I couldn't stop laughing the entire time. Groundhogs are like eating out of my hand, and I was like, I'm here to use the restroom. Like, what's going on? But it was so many of them, and when you're driving, you can't see them because they're all underground.
Yeah.
It's not until you pull off, and then you have food that they're like,
Were
oh my
they
gosh.
popping off as soon as they heard a car pull in?
Completely.
Like they're so trained.
They're
They
like,
know.
Yeah.
Whomp, yeah, 100% trained on the noises that come with food, and it was like they're all at this point domesticated, so they're eating out of your hand. They're chill. They
Were
don't want to
they
be picked
polite?
up. They were very polite. They don't even fight with each other. They just
Wow.
like waited to be fed, and they're so fat. Like they should have never looked like this, but they're clearly being fed like 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
so crazy.
It was awesome.
I mean, I think what I love about that too is like just the level of like, I just can't believe that this is a thing.
Yeah.
And like, no, it wasn't like there wasn't a big sign. They just were kind of like,
Someone
you can
just
feed them here.
set this up. Like
Totally.
this is someone's like extracurricular project.
Yes, this is like I'm retired and I just replenish the food thing once a
Yeah.
week, and then I
Yeah.
collect dollars and
Would you have stopped there if you had seen it like the day before, like on the map?
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a roadside attraction.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that this one happened to me.
Yes.
It wasn't the other way around. It was really great. Yeah.
That because I can like my mom has a berry farm by her that for a
yeah.
long time was self-service and you
Up
could
until
like
like the last couple of years.
yeah, and I remember just being like blown away by that
Yes, that people aren't just taking berries and walking away.
And taking pies.
and the level of level of trust
were-
involved
yeah.
I thought was just like really like made me dewy-eyed.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
the
God.
groundhogs is even crazier than that because it's like I don't know, an interactive animal experience.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously bad that they're getting chunky.
Yeah. But like clearly naturally occurring, like someone just discovered this is down a road that there's nothing else on for like miles and miles. And then there's like this small fence and you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is something. They're selling something. Boom. Groundhog food.
Yeah,
And that's it.
so whimsical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else like there for sale. They don't have stickers. They don't have like, they're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
It was
Yeah.
great.
That I mean, and that like that's something you can only find in America, I think.
Totally. That
Right?
groundhog
I think.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
groundhog like a stand with food to feed ground. Like I don't know any other country where I would expect to run across that.
Well, it reminds me of like Nara in
Oh, the deer. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
the
The
deer.
deer. in
Japan,
Nara.
where
Yeah,
you
in
can
Japan.
feed the deer. And the deer also look bad.
Yeah,
Like,
where you're
yeah.
like, they're not meant to live like this.
Yeah.
they're not meant to
Yeah.
eat crackers all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
that's fair.
Part of it is I was like, it's pellets, but I was like, who is this meant for? Is this rabbits? Like,
Yeah.
why do you have, what is a groundhog supposed to eat? I have no idea.
And I'm sure the person who put the
Yeah.
pellets there has no idea.
Of course not. No,
Yeah.
they're just like, I don't know, found this at the Petco, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Charlie.
Yes.
Is there a local custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wish you'd implemented into your daily life, like feeding groundhogs maybe?
I think this is a practice in a lot of places, and I don't do it because I've been there, but I think having a little nap in the middle of the day is
Oh, yeah.
really
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm doing it
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like that some cultures are like, no, that's part of it. Is
They
Yeah.
build it
closed.
into the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
More
love that.
I know. I think more places need to build that into the day. I
And
agree.
it is crazy because even a 10-minute nap can like really turn your whole day around.
Completely. I think caffeine, a 20-minute nap, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that it makes me feel like it's 2 days. I have a journal where I write down everything I did each day. And then I'll be like, that was this morning?
Yeah.
Because the second nap feels like
A reset.
I was asleep. Yeah.
That's so cute. Do you like writing down everything you do every day?
I really just have a horrible memory and I'm trying to
Oh, that's
Make
fun.
your
better.
memory better?
Yeah.
Is it helping?
it's starting to like I'm better at remembering what I did every day. But not other stuff,
Yeah, because we do at the end of every night, we share like before we go to sleep. Like the
You
last,
share what you did?
we share what we did. Well, we share what like what things brought us joy today and what things that we did well today.
This is cute.
I know.
You guys.
Embarrassing.
I know.
You're in love.
We need to keep, we're secret travel agents competing for a job, but sometimes those lines get messy.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard to be in competition with each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually secret agents are not.
Well, we just whisper from our
yeah.
bunk bed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a real Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sexy bunk bed,
Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs.
yeah.
Smith. I did do morning pages for a while, and I would write what I dreamed, and I did start remembering my dreams more, which
Yes.
was crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Remembering what you dreamed. I think it's so cool. I think
Yeah.
people argue it's like a boring topic of conversation, but to me, I'm like, no, it's what you think of when you're asleep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I have a really obvious dreams crack me up. Like
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
about to start I had been like a food runner at a restaurant, and I was about to start serving, and I had a dream that I was serving. I just fucked everything up.
Yep.
And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
It's obviously
Thanks
because
for
my
that.
brain's thinking about this.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, I know exactly where this came from. But then other times you'll have a crazy dream and you're like, I don't know what my subconscious is doing right now.
I love a crazy dream. I love a dream like telling a friend where I'm like, oh, you were in my dream, but like you were the president and you were being so annoying. And we all were really tired of you and whatever. Like I just love cameos
Yeah.
from real life
Dream
people.
cameos
Yeah,
are
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's almost something that's, we'll get back to talking about travel. I think that's something that's sad about lucid dreaming is like you almost lose the spontaneity of dreams if
Yeah.
you can control it.
If you know that
I'm
you're
like-
dreaming.
Yeah, I'm like, I can control my life all the time anyway.
I don't want to at night.
Yeah,
Just
I-
show
But-
me a movie
But-
that I'm starring in.
You can't control the laws of physics in your daily life like you can in lucid dreaming.
Okay,
That's
maybe
true.
you can't.
We're flying around the room.
Yeah.
Sucks
we're
for you.
hovering right now.
I just figured I was seeing things right now.
Yeah. Well, believe it.
I mean, to take it back to travel, I did like speaking of like a dream where it's like, oh yeah, I'm clearly processing something. Like before I went to, I took a solo trip to India for like 3 months. Oh my gosh. And like,
I'm so jealous.
well, I bought a one-way flight and like I had no clue what I was doing. It was, it was like, it was crazy. And I was like, I just bought the ticket. And I
Totally.
didn't think about anything else because I couldn't think about anything else. And then I had a conversation with somebody, and like their fear for me suddenly gave me nightmares.
Oh no.
Like I suddenly started having nightmares about the trip.
Because they were like, oh, this is a bad plan.
Yeah, are you going to be safe? Like you don't, you're not ready. Are you ready for,
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I had a great time, but
Totally.
like, the nightmares ahead of it, the anxiety ahead of it, like the only thing I could do was just like take it a little step at a time.
Did they happen while you were on the trip? Or was it?
No. Well, what was I'm trying to remember, my malaria pills
Oh my
situation
gosh.
for this. Because I've done 2 trips with malaria pills, and one was daily, one was the weekly one where you have hallucinations. And I think it was my second trip. So this wasn't the hallucination malaria pills. This was just the feeling awful ones. But yeah, so once I got on the trip, I was so inundated with life because I've spent 6 weeks in Japan.
You're coming right off of that?
My first flight was to Japan and for 6 weeks, and then India for 3 months. But once I got there, I was just so overwhelmed. I don't remember my dreams because real life was like
It's
so
already
much.
weird enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So different for me.
I've done my dad and I tried to go to India April of 2020. So we did do all of the pills and shots.
Oh wow!
And we never made it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Do you guys still have that?
The plan?
Yeah.
Somewhere. I really would love to do it now.
Yeah.
Now would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just the worst timing. And that even was like we had rescheduled for some work thing that one of us had. We were like, okay, April 2020, that's our time.
Oh, that'd be so special too.
I
So you
know.
and your dad are tight then.
Yes.
If you were gonna go on a trip to India
Extremely
together.
tight.
Yeah, that's super
Yeah.
cool.
Is he like you at all, or is he like? Are you guys
Yeah.
more opposites or more sames?
No, I'm becoming that guy every day, every single day. Yeah, we're really similar in traveling too. He wants to do activities. He wants to hike.
Cool.
He finds a restaurant that he likes, and then he's like, well, why don't we just go back there for every single meal? I disagree with that.
My dad's like that too.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
in
yeah.
LA, I took him to Squirrel, and he was like, Squirrel's great. Let's go to Squirrel for
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
meal. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that we don't have to do that.
For
Yeah.
my dad, it's Golden Road, and I'm
Yes.
like, their food's not even that good.
No, so
but he
anywhere
just
else.
wants what's safe, what he knows.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is like criminal in a city that has so much good food.
Yeah.
We could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he
Yeah.
had a nice conversation with a waitress at Pergoletta, so I think I can at
Yeah.
least get him
Have an
there.
in.
Yeah. He was really charmed by her.
They love.
Yeah.
They pick one thing, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I know it's good. So why would I go?"
Anywhere else.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he loves a big salad. That's what he wants to eat everywhere. I took him to Sweet Green. Thought I'm gonna be the hero.
Yeah.
Of the trip. The font is too small on the menu. So he hated
dead.
it.
It's
He was
dead.
like, this place sucks. You can't see what they have at all. It's too small.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would disqualify it immediately.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Okay. Are you ready for a lightning round?
I'm ready.
We didn't tell you this was a thing, but
No.
it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Oh, mountains.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hot or cold?
Oh, cold. Cold.
City or country?
City.
Beer or wine?
Ooh, a wine.
History or modern?
Oh, history. Yeah.
Clubs or cafes?
Cafes.
Early bird or night owl?
Oh, night owl. Yeah.
Fancy or casual?
Casual.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Dogs or cats or cows or monkeys?
Cows.
Wow, you do want to go to India.
Yeah, I really do. I really love cows.
Wow. Okay.
love
Wow.
Yeah. My childhood bedroom was themed cows.
Whoa, you do
Really?
really love
Yeah,
cows.
you need to
It
go
was
to
a few
India.
years that I was obsessed.
That was
Yeah.
really sweet. I feel like because you've mentioned India, we're both like, well,
I
that's
know.
off the
Are we
table.
gonna pitch that? Are we gonna or is that off the table for pitching? So we're gonna take a
Up to
break.
you.
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
take a
take a
break here. We're gonna take like 10 minutes
To figure.
to
yeah,
figure this out.
That makes sense.
But Rachel, are we taking India off the table?
You don't have to, but I'm not going to do it.
She said, we don't have to, but she's not going to do it. Okay.
That leaves
so,
it open for you.
yeah. Pressure's on. Okay. So we're going to be right back. We're going to run the numbers and we're going to each pitch you individually your dream trip.
I can't wait.
Okay, I'm just going to take a quick second here while we put together Charlie's dream trip. Do I send him to India? You'll find out in just a few seconds. But I've got a second right here. I might as well make an ad for myself. I just want to tell you about, I'm going to get back into writing travel stories and ideas and guides on my Substack, garrettpalm.substack.com. And I might start on Fora, become a travel agent on Fora, and for that I need clients. So if you're planning a trip, let me know. GarrettJPalm@gmail.com. Let me know if you would use me as your travel advisor. I don't think you'd have to pay. I just get commission from the places that I book. But yeah, let me know if that is something that I should actually do. So this is an ad and also a request for what to do with my life. All right, back to the show. And we're back. We are, I am ready. Rachel's still doing some processing.
Crunching
Crunching
of the numbers.
You gave us a lot of data that we've refined into numbers.
Perfect.
And
Oh, good for you.
Then we crunch those numbers. And then coming out of all of that is a dream trip.
Can't wait.
So, as I said in going into this, I probably will. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pitch you an India trip.
This makes sense.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it is gonna be you and your dad.
Oh.
I am pitching you your April 2020 trip. I don't know if this is what you had planned, but this is what I'm planning
Great.
for you.
It's all gone to me now. Everything that happened that
Okay.
year, poof.
I know it's all yep. We were lucky, and we were traveling. We traveled internationally before it all hit. Like, it was going on while we were traveling.
Is that lucky or was it worse?
It was lucky.
You
was
ended up
lucky.
evading it for a little while.
I mean, we were in Ethiopia, so it was like, yeah. It was. We were talking to people who lived in China, I think they lived in Wuhan.
And they were like, we got to go.
Well, they were like, can we go? Can we go home?
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, they were like, because it was just starting when we went home.
That's crazy timing.
Yeah, it was crazy time
For them to leave and then be
Yeah.
like, oh, shoot.
I guess we're stuck in Ethiopia for a
However
while.
many-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sending you and your dad along the west side of India, the northwest kind of.
Perfect.
And you'll see some of the highlights, of course,
Yeah.
and you'll see some kind of like a little more off the beaten path. Actually, a lot of these are highlights. So,
Great.
but I'm going to start you off. So I'm going to send you on a road trip.
Oh.
You and your dad.
Yeah.
You're not driving.
Okay. Great.
No, you're gonna have a driver with you.
Perfect.
Okay, and they're gonna be with you the whole time. They're just gonna be driving you from place to place.
I like this trip, the no budget of the trip, because there's so many elements that I'm like, oh, great, that's taken care of.
Yep, that's taken care of. I mean, honestly, having a driver in India isn't too expensive.
And people do it all the time.
People do it. Yeah. I mean, it's really, you don't want to drive.
No,
You don't want to drive there.
we'd be bad.
Yes.
I don't want my dad to drive there.
No. No, you do not.
Can't handle small font.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to hate.
Yeah. So you'll have a driver. You're going to start off in Shimla,
Okay.
which is a town in the kind of in the Himalayas. It's so I'm pitching you a trip that mostly I did not do. These are things I did not
Wow.
do. So I'm deviating from my usual,
Out of your comfort zone.
out of my comfort zone. Although I did go to Shimla, but that was the only place one of the only places. But it's a town at the base of the Himalayas. It's a town
Gorgeous.
where people, when in the heat of summer, a lot of Indians will go up and stay in Shimla.
Because it's a little cooler.
A little cooler,
Ooh.
a lot cooler.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town, lots of hiking,
Perfect.
great hiking there. You know, all these trails with these beautiful kind of Himalayan sights. You'll go to temples. You'll
Yes.
kind of go all over, and then from there, I'll send you. I actually wasn't going to do this, but I feel like you got to, even though I didn't. You'll go to New Delhi for the Taj Mahal.
Yes. I do ultimately have to do that.
You do, and I went to New Delhi, and I did not go to the Taj Mahal.
Really?
This was a big mistake of mine.
Because it's a touristy thing to have done.
Because it's there's so many people.
I've heard it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
It's insane, and so many people hassling you. But you'll be with your driver,
Great.
who often, they'll kind of be like, no, they're mine.
Yeah. Perfect. This is what I need.
Yes. So your driver most of the time will kind of be doing his own thing, but for this, he'll kind of be around and kind of like, kind of running interference for you a little bit.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family went to France and my mom stopped to talk to every single person.
Oh.
And I was like, they're all trying to sell you something.
Yes.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop.
Yep. At some of these landmarks, that's what's going on.
Yeah. Totally.
Then I'm sending you. Then you're going to drive over to Amritsar.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with
No.
this place? This is the where the Golden Temple and the Sikh religion is.
Oh, yes.
And are you familiar with what
Yes.
they do there?
Yeah. I'm locked in. This is going to be great.
So they serve 50,000 to 100,000 free meals every day. It's all vegetarian, and it's their kitchen is open 24 hours, and you can volunteer.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna have you and your dad volunteer a little bit.
We
in
would
the
love
kitchen.
this.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you a good cook?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Standard. I'm getting
Standard.
better.
Okay.
I'm improving all the time.
Oh, not a lot of people are willing to cough up to being good cooks.
So because I'm working on it now, I'm like, I'm good. But I mean,
Okay.
I'm not baking horrible.
Okay.
Cooking,
That's different.
I can make something happen.
Well, so
Yeah.
you're not going to be cooking. You're going to be chopping vegetables.
Oh, well,
So
that I'm
you're-
bad at. Yeah.
Oh, you're bad at that?
Knife skills, bad.
Oh yeah, so same here. I know, but I don't think they have to be or like washing vegetables. Like,
Perfect.
You'll be a step up from washing the dishes.
Great.
What about your dad?
He can grill.
Okay, he might be washing the dishes.
Great. He would
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Oh, that's his favorite thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
has a whole
perfect.
routine.
He's gonna wash 50,000 sets of dishes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's gonna love it.
So yeah, and so you'll stay here for a little bit and kind of like help in the kitchen, eat some meals, kind of explore the city, and because it's great because they allow all religions to volunteer there, and they
Perfect.
feed all religions. They believe in like all humanity.
They seem
is united.
chill.
They're very chill.
I like what they do.
I like
Yeah.
the Sikhs. Yeah, I'm a fan. Then from there, I'm going to send you the Jodhpur,
Yes.
which is the blue city in the desert. Just a classic, beautiful city, all painted blue, light blue. So you'll just kind of all throughout this, you're eating great veggie meals, even though
Yes.
this is not a vegetarian area.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
This is so interesting to me. It really is location based.
Yeah.
They're not all,
But
vegetarian 24/7.
exactly,
Yeah.
like the South is the vegetarian spot.
Exactly. So wild.
But the Southern Indians are all over India, so
Yeah.
everywhere you go there has
Has
to be
some
has a
veggie.
lot of veggie.
Love it.
Um,
Huge relief.
also, you're gonna see some cows.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some cows everywhere.
I can't wait.
You're gonna be like wandering down an alleyway and be like, "Sorry, can I get
excuse
can I
me.
get around you cows?"
This is my
Like,
dream.
Yeah,
Is I just want them to be around
yeah,
and out.
yeah,
I think I love a loose but somewhat domestic animal.
yeah.
That's great.
Yep,
I really like that.
a lot of loose animals here.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think Shimla is more monkeys.
Uh-huh. I want that too.
Be careful.
I hear.
I had my glasses stolen by monkeys
Yeah.
in Shimla. So
They're thieves.
they are thieves, but they are thieves with a plan. They don't just steal your glasses. They want monkey treats.
So if you can exchange.
You can exchange.
Did you get your glasses
I
back?
did get my glasses back. And then another
tricky.
another monkey cornered me in another spot in Shimla, and then a wild dog saved me. So there will be wild dogs as well.
Good. I
Yeah.
want loose. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
loose and out.
Yeah.
They're out. They are out there.
Yep.
And then
Perfect.
you'll end your trip in Mumbai,
Uh-huh.
where you'll spend a good amount of time there. It's a big like theater town.
Okay.
A town. It's the town of Bollywood.
Yeah.
You may be even asked to be in a Bollywood movie. I
to
don't
be
know.
an extra
Yeah.
would be my dream.
I don't know if they still do this, but when I was there, it was like if you go to Mumbai and walk down the street, they will ask you to be an extra in a movie.
And are you just in the background or do you have to learn a dance?
Because you'll be playing a white person.
Yeah,
So
and they don't dance in
No.
Yeah. I've seen a fair amount of Bollywood
Yeah.
and Collywood and I can't imagine I could keep up
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Talk about athletes.
Yeah.
They move in ways that my body just doesn't move.
NASCAR
Yeah.
drivers have nothing.
They have
on these
nothing.
people. Yeah.
I'll have you go to Soho,
Okay.
Soho Theater. They have a wing. They have a theater. The famous London theater, the famous London comedy theater has a spot in Mumbai.
Wow.
So you'll get to see some live comedy.
Can't wait.
I also, how much clowning do you
See?
see and do?
I do Very little. I
Okay.
see maybe more than anybody.
Yeah, because Elysian.
Yeah.
So I'll send you to Clowning Wally Bolly.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
and there's like if they're not having a show, they'll be able to tell you what's going on.
Great.
There's like a clowning scene in Mumbai.
Really?
Yeah. There's stuff. Mumbai is a cool city.
Yeah.
There's
they
like
got
a lot
stuff.
I think there's improv there, if I remember correctly. I know I met a couple of improvisers from
I would watch
Mumbai.
that.
That would be, yeah.
There's so many languages. Is there like a multilingual improv scene, or is it all
Mostly English.
English? Yeah. This
Yeah.
is so fascinating to me.
There will be Hindi as well.
Yeah.
But in
I'm down.
India, when
They
I
have
was
so
there,
many languages there.
Yeah.
It is
so many.
bonkers. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you think there's Hindi and Urdu but
they got so
like
many.
but there's so many more.
Yeah.
There's like each village has a language. Like yeah. And I'm going to send you so there's all sorts of vegetarian restaurants. Like you're just going to be eating so much good food. Like
can't wait.
It really is, as a vegetarian, the best place to travel.
This is
to eat.
my one question.
Yes.
I'm vegetarian. My dad can't do spicy. Ooh. I know.
Oh.
This is a big problem. Even in the U.S.
Yeah.
Let me put
Okay.
it into perspective. He can't have a buffalo cauliflower. That would be too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a lot of the times on the road, you'll be eating at like roadside stands where
Perfect.
they do samosas, fresh samosas right there.
Oh.
And usually for that kind of food, they have pickled chilies on the side. They bring this spice.
Great.
And
but that's for. I'll
That's
take
for,
that.
yeah, you take
can
that.
leave it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
And there's plenty of dal, like
Yes.
that's not spicy. There's plenty of, like, so
He's got stuff.
He's got stuff. Yeah. When I was there, I ate so much food that, there's so much food that's not spicy.
This
there.
is awesome.
Yeah. There's
This is good.
plenty. There's
Yeah.
plenty.
Good.
Yeah, because it would often be like the green chilies on the side that you just chomp on.
And then you really add that heat. Okay,
Then you
good.
really add that heat.
Good.
I'm
That
gonna
was my one fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's covered.
He's a baby.
There's
It's hard.
maybe
hard.
maybe he'll push himself.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope he does. I hope he steps out of his comfort zone.
But that might also ruin
The rest of the trip. Yeah.
There's a new restaurant, a 14-course veggie restaurant, fancy. I'm gonna send you to, called Avatara.
Great.
Just like like the just beautiful platings. Let me show you photos. Food that looks like
Oh my gosh.
pieces of art.
Oh, wow.
And that's
Wow.
all vegetarian.
Oh, he would love this. I would
Yes.
love this. This
Okay.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like beautiful plating.
It feels like you're not supposed to eat that.
But you are.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Ugh.
why there's 14 courses, because they're like these little things.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
This better be small bites.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yep. And then the ad at the bottom of the
ad at the
website,
bottom
how
is,
much
of course-
you should walk to lose 30 pounds.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then from Mumbai. Oh, Mumbai. We haven't talked about this, but it is one of two major cities in the world with big cats roaming freely in them. So you can see, potentially, you probably won't, but you might see a black panther
I want
in
to.
the wild,
Desperately.
in the city.
And they just walk around?
I mean, at night.
Like the way that a mountain
In-
lion would. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
LA is the other big city in the world
With big cats.
with big cats within its borders.
Wow. And we don't have that many.
No, we don't.
R.I.P.
Do we have any right now?
P22. I think we
know.
do,
Okay.
but unidentified.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we must.
Yeah. I think so too.
I believe.
I believe in
I
you,
believe.
mountain lions.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Incredible.
and then you fly home.
Perfect.
So this is
how long
I'm
is
pitching this like 2 weeks.
Great. Okay.
So you're kind of like taking some time.
That sounds great. I
Cool.
love this.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Here we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can I start with a question?
Yes.
Who do you think you could spend a month with?
Okay. My dad or my girlfriend.
Okay. You'll pick one.
I'll pick one.
This is
You
tough.
can't bring both.
I will bring my girlfriend. I wouldn't bring them both
You're like, my dream pick, my dad and my girlfriend
together.
together. I'm just watching them interact.
Yeah, I'm not even there.
Yeah. Yeah, the two of the three of you can go.
Great.
Done.
Perfect.
Dad and
It's
girlfriend
done.
are going.
I'll stay home.
Okay.
Somebody has to stay home.
I just hope they bond.
Yeah, I really hope it works out. A month. They have time.
Yeah. Okay, so I was actually really inspired by one, your road trip, and two, your quintessential moment, because it was just so whimsical and nice. And I'm also kind of like picturing like low-key, like it just felt like a quiet moment too. So that kind of like drove where I'm sending you. So I'm sending you and your girlfriend. You can always sub in your dad at the end of this if you have reservations.
I'm already going with him to India.
Okay, cool. You and your girlfriend, I'm sending you for a month to New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you believe that we've actually been talking about this?
Whoa!
Which is that the two of us really want to go to New Zealand.
I intuited it. Do you have any love of Lord of the Rings?
I have an awareness of and a fondness towards.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've read some of it.
Okay.
I've read The Hobbit.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I love that you say, I've read some of Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Okay, great.
Kind of the big one.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have you guys start off in Auckland, which is
Great.
New Zealand's largest city. There you'll explore the beautiful waterfront, and you can even check out the quirky bucket fountain and Cuba Mall, which are like a series of buckets that make this cool fountain.
This is really weird because we have an inside joke about buckets. This is strange.
I don't like
To the point where I'm like, was she interviewed? Like, what was she?
I think
her-
Rachel cheated.
Her joke, which I insist is not a joke, but we laugh about it, is that she thinks she has a list of drag queen names, and she thinks that Sunday Iona Bucket is a really good drag queen name, and I don't get that at all. It's not a pun. It's not really referencing anything. Sunday is not a name. Iona Bucket is not a last name. But yeah, she's really into this
Well,
bucket.
you know what? The bucket fountain is for her.
Perfect.
Yep.
She's gonna love it.
You can reveal it to her.
Yeah.
And
There we
be
go.
like, Sunday on a bucket, a bucket fountain.
Bucket.
You guys will eat a bunch of vegetarian food here. The vegetarian scene in New Zealand has surged in the past couple of years, upping in a restaurant increase of 20% of like vegetarian and vegan offerings. So it's come a long way for being a primarily like, it's a very dairy driven place.
Yeah.
So you guys will also go on a day trip to Gibbs Farm, which is like a sculpture park. So they have like large scale, like quirky,
Love this.
like architecture, which is cool. This is week one we're talking about. Then you'll go to Waitomo, where you will go on a kayaking tour of the Waitomo glowworm caves.
Whoa.
What?
So there are glowworms everywhere.
I love this.
So it's an underground kayaking cave.
like there's water
experience.
through and you're kind of
The
just
water
on-
goes through. You're like in these caves and there are glowworms
So
everywhere.
you're underground with worms.
This is my dream.
It's kind of awesome. And then you guys will also do a hike. One of the best one-day hikes in the world. It's the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, which you'll see the volcanic peak like Mount Naguraho, which is Mount Doom from Lord of the
Really?
Rings.
Okay,
So
I'm in.
kind of a big
I'm in.
deal.
That's a
It's-
huge
It's
deal.
actually
Yeah,
an
that
important
is.
From
one.
what I
Yeah.
know.
Yes. So you'll
Yeah.
also go to, God, just name after name. I'm completely butchering. Rotorua, where they have geysers and hot springs for you
Yes.
guys to
I
enjoy.
love.
And you'll see a traditional Maori cultural performance and have a meal in a local village, so you'll get some of the local culture.
Love it.
You will also see stop in Taipahu, where you'll see the toothbrush fence. an eccentric roadside attraction made entirely of toothbrushes.
Perfect.
You'll stay for 20 minutes and go creative, fun. Then week 2, you're going to go to wine country in the north.
Love.
So you'll go to Hawke's Bay, where New Zealand has many renowned wineries. So you'll try some wine there. And you'll stay at Te Mania Lodge, a luxurious retreat offering stunning views. And you'll just drink some wine and have a great time. You'll also go to Wellington, and it's known for its craft beer and cafe culture.
Love cafes.
And it's also known for hosting the New Zealand Fringe. What? That's happening
Oh
while
my
you're
God.
there.
How weird.
That's crazy. You like get there and you're like, oh my God, the Fringe is happening.
Well, that's so weird. We didn't plan that at all.
We didn't plan that at all, but you're like, but I guess we'll catch a couple of like really interesting and fun shows. So you guys go and do that.
Perfect.
So you get some more arts and culture. Then you'll go to the South Islands. Highlights would include a whale watching tour in Kaikoura.
They got whales out there.
Dude, they got whales out there. And this is like very coastally beautiful.
Yeah.
And you'll also go to Christchurch, where you'll visit the Quirky Tree Church, a chapel made entirely of live living trees.
Wow.
Which is kind of sick.
Like it's a building?
But that they've like shaped trees to make.
I'm into this.
This
is there
is
a
crazy.
photo accompanying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, wait.
While she looks that up, I guess a popular thing to do at Mount Ngauruhoe, which is Mount Doom.
Yeah.
People bring rings and throw them in.
Oh, I bet.
You
I bet
guys
that's like the
have to.
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do like a fake proposal
Yes,
and have her be
and
like,
toss it.
no.
I love. That's so funny. I bet you could get some really good rings down there.
This
I
is
bet-
like the tree church. It's like a
Wow.
botanical garden
it's so
kind of
cool.
a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah.
That's not what I was
Yeah,
picturing.
I know, same.
That rocks.
Yeah, it looks kind of
Wow.
sick. So that you guys are
Yeah.
getting a lot of good nature.
It's very green.
very green.
Appreciate
Take a break from your screen, okay?
Yeah. Get off that damn phone.
Get off that freaking phone. You're with your girlfriend in a beautiful place. Then from Christchurch, you'll go to Akaroa, where you'll visit the Shamara alpaca farm.
Yeah.
It's on the slopes of an extinct volcano, and it has panoramic views of Akaroa Harbor. So you guys will get to go on a tour. You'll get to feed the alpacas.
That's
You'll
all
get
I've
to
ever
cuddle with
wanted.
them. It'll
Yep.
be really sweet. Maybe you get alpaca socks to remember them by. Okay, then we're on your last week. You're gonna be in the South still. You'll go to Oamaru, where you'll go to Steampunk HQ.
What?
A steampunk art collaboration and gallery.
Absolutely.
Sick.
We'll be there.
You'll be there. And then you'll also go to the Blue Penguin Colony, where you'll see the world's smallest penguins.
This is a thing. The thing about this place is they have penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so nuts
They
to me.
have it all. I also forgot to mention I'm also going to send you to a national park where they have all the kiwis.
Great.
So you'll
This
see.
is a good animal viewing trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like animal
You
heavy.
guys both actually, really nailed it on me looking at animals, which is what I
was
want.
like, that's special. Okay, you'll also go to Wanaka, where they have Puzzling World, a tourist attraction with like a ton of like dorky optical illusions and stuff.
Perfect.
It'll be fun.
Puzzling world.
You can do it for 2 hours and leave. And then you will go to Queenstown and check that out. It's got Lake Wakatipu, which is supposed to be very beautiful. And you can go hiking or bungee jumping or jet boating, depending on how you're feeling.
I'll be jet boating.
You will be jet boating.
I could be hiking. Bungee jumping.
Kind of scary.
Have
I'm not,
you all
I don't
bungee
know.
jumped?
I'm not
No.
Yeah.
into it. It's not like that's not what I want to go to another country for.
No,
And
I'll
that's
do
like-
that here, and also no, I won't.
I know I won't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't need to do that.
Yeah, I don't need.
We
I
got
have no
options,
interest.
but
yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah. Then you'll go to Fjordland National Park. You'll go on a cruise through the Doubtful Sound to witness stunning fjords and waterfalls. And you'll also go on some hikes there to see the beautiful alpine scenery. Then you will finally go to Dunedin, where you'll visit the Otago Peninsula and you'll see albatrosses and seals.
Yeah.
And then you'll visit Baldwin Street, the world's steepest residential street. And
In the world? Oh, the world.
I'll show you what it.
Yeah.
Oh, the world's.
I'll show you what it looks
This is
like.
not San Francisco.
San Francisco wishes.
Or Silver Lake.
Oh.
This is
guys,
what houses
Guys,
have
that's
to.
too steep.
Whoa.
So actually, that's too steep.
yeah,
Isn't that
that's
crazy?
Wait, so I'm just trying to hold my head at an angle where it would make sense to live like that. Wow.
Isn't that
What
crazy?
do how do you think?
You guys
You-
can drive up it if you don't want to walk up it.
But feel like I want to just to know what it's like.
And then you'll get back to Auckland. So throughout this, you guys are going to have a camper van so you can kind of move at your leisure and have some autonomy and really embrace like road tripping through
Totally.
New Zealand because
Which
it's
I
so
love.
stunning. And yeah, I think that's the trip.
What side did they drive on? Am I going to be normal?
I don't know. Let me see.
I'll drive goofy. I've done it
What
once.
Side
Okay.
do New Zealand. Okay.
I bet they drive on the right
They
side.
drive on the left side of the
Whoa.
road. Drivers sit on the right side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So it would be
okay.
goofy.
I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm down.
You don't have to.
What's my other option?
Having a cool driver,
Yeah.
Maori,
Maori.
a Maori
Maori.
bouncer who's taking the month off to drive you around, and he looks really tough, but he's
Okay.
actually a big softie.
I like that option.
Okay, yeah.
A character.
I googled lots of quirky roadside attractions for India,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all like, "Oh, do you mean this 3,000-year-old temple?"
They don't have quirky.
Yeah.
They have like historic.
New
Yes.
Zealand like has to be quirky.
Yeah.
Like
If you've got Lord of the Rings people out there, you need a toothbrush fence. Like,
Yeah.
100%. I think like they kind of have like the America problem to some extent, where they're like, we have to make our own attractions.
Totally. Because they said, well, we colonized. So now
Yeah.
we kind of got to figure out what our thing is.
And
Yeah.
our thing is a bucket found in a toothbrush fence, and the steampunk
And that's
HQ.
culture. But
yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie. You can go ahead and talk it through if you want, like talk it out, but now's your time
Okay.
to decide.
Now's my time.
Yes.
This is hard because they're both incredible. I'm
yeah.
sure you hear this a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are generally polite.
Yeah.
No one's like, ew,
Yeah.
you didn't listen at all.
Well, somebody has said that to me before.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Garrett definitely didn't listen to what they said.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, hate the city. And you're like, you will be in downtown New York.
Like almost
was-
verbatim.
It was the Karen Chi episode, who is the nicest
Yeah,
person
person
in
in
the
the
world.
whole world.
But she was like, I like warm places, and I pitched her Copenhagen in the winter.
She was like, so no.
So no.
Hmm. This is good.
Yeah.
You know, I think just because of the sheer volume of quirky attractions, I have to
I knew
say New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty well researched trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though at some point I have to go on both.
Yes.
No,
I feel
you just chose.
strongly.
You
I
just chose,
So I
and
never go to
you-
India.
you-
but
never
honestly,
going to
New
India.
Zealand
Wow.
probably would have been more expensive, so it's good that this is the one you're
This is
getting.
good. Yeah, this is good. You were like, oh yeah, you just have a driver, and I was like, I don't think that that'll happen, but okay.
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah. Hey, he's taking the month off.
Yeah.
He's a bouncer.
Yeah.
But he's a rich bouncer independently.
Yes.
He just
So, yeah.
bounces to hang.
Yeah.
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 He just likes being outside of a place.
He's been looking for an excuse to go on one of these road trips.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
He'll be like, oh, I heard about this other roadside attraction we
Yeah.
should check out.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrushes.
I love it.
Okay, so you're choosing New
I'm
Zealand.
choosing New
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all
And
right,
it's not
that's-
because you love your girlfriend more than your dad.
No.
It's the quirky
No.
attractions.
I can't imagine them in like a cage match
I know.
situation. She would have the advantage. Yeah.
It is
He's
very-
74.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
she's from New York. I
Yeah.
think she would have it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
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 It's very sweet because it's clear that you love them both very much.
Oh my God. The loves of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best. But yeah. I think my dad would love to go to New Zealand. I'll say that. But yes, I've chosen New Zealand.
Okay.
So sorry.
Nope. I think. I mean, look. I have not been doing well.
I know this happens to you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're good.
Yeah, but Rachel's are better.
I think it was honestly the fact that it's a month long.
I.
I was like, okay. I
Okay.
could
So
get into
quantity
this. You need to go quantity.
over quality.
Learn
Yeah.
from your American heritage.
Yeah.
You love quantity.
Yeah, please. Give me a
Okay.
month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know, the trip I pitched was just a 2-week trip. That's a
Sure.
I mean, maybe
That's
a 3
doable.
week. You could do that in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe.
I could do a
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
I'm hearing 3.
Okay. But that's not what I pitched.
Sorry.
Charlie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Big of Garrett to say.
Yeah. Huge of you. You're like, thank you for coming on, I
I
guess.
guess.
Fuck. You're going to India alone starting today.
Yeah. Poor Garrett.
No,
Wow.
that's fine. I clearly don't know anything about.
Travel.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it appealing to other people.
Which is kind of what you do generally in the world is make things appealing to other people.
That's very kind
Across,
of you.
yeah. Across platforms.
Charlie's slowly winning back Garrett's goodwill.
I know. I'm like, okay, get Garrett on my side again.
This guy's he's in a dark place.
We've already got our
to-
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Our
unbreakable.
thing is that we just
Yeah.
agree
yeah.
that, you know.
No, okay, we gotta go.
We got to unpack this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
thank you for having me.
yeah, thanks
I'll
for
let you
being
know how the
on.
trip goes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, totally. Like when we send you on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
if you
yeah.
happen to go on your own. feel
On
free
your
to,
own
but yeah, we
dollar.
don't.
But
That'd
I'll
be
probably
cool.
wait till the check comes through.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
just
that
keep
should
it-
be soon.
Keep your eye out for
Yeah,
it.
Should be soon. We're talking to Ntato
Oh, good.
every day. I mean, we're messaging them every day.
Yeah, and they're not always responding.
Yeah, not always.
How
Not
would
always.
you know if you'd been laid off?
It would be pretty much the way it is now.
Huh.
I mean, Doge told us we were doing a great job,
Yeah.
but I think that's because like
You guys
We
are
we're
work
not-
for free.
Yeah, we're free. He asked us if we can run the Department of Education. We were like, maybe.
Yeah.
We're kind of busy, but sure.
Yeah, we
Sure.
educate people on travel, so maybe
That's-
educate people on education could work as well.
Yeah.
And he thought that was a great idea.
Yeah,
I love that.
He's
Yeah. Good for
actually
you guys.
really nice.
I bet. He seems really fun to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the 5 minutes we were on the Zoom.
Yeah.
It was great.
I love that we won't even say his name.
No, but
No,
we all
no.
know.
We all know.
It's like Voldemort.
Yeah.
Oh,
Except I'll say Voldemort.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And that was Charlie. I really thought India would do it. But
Yeah.
India doesn't have a bucket fountain.
I know. Once it has a bucket fountain, then it might be competitive. But,
Yeah.
you know.
I bet it does. India's huge.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a collection of buckets with water flowing
Yeah.
from one to the other.
It's such a big country that it's not a selling point.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny that I guess I would say New Zealand is a quirky country.
Yeah, New Zealand.
And India, I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it it's almost like too majestic and
Yeah.
ancient to be quirky.
Yeah, All right. Thank you all for listening. We will see you next week.
Yeah, and as a reminder, buy Charlie's
Bye, Charlie.
cutie book.
Cutie book. I'm just a little guy. How how to escape the horrors and get back to dilly-dallying.
Which is honestly like something we all could learn from.
And that's right up my alley. I'm a big dilly-dallyer, so yeah. I'm definitely going to get this book. All right. Bye.